Live from New York, it's the show that's a little heavy on props today. It's First Things First today. Okay, Brew, is there any chance the Cowboys have another F game against the Patriots?
You would love that.
I would like it. For the show and for the Patriots.
I'm going to say slim. All right? Not none. I won't go that far, but close to none. All right? In the F game, look, I know y'all think I come out here and choose F games all willy-nilly. And, oh, the Cowboys lost. Let me go have an F game. The F game is not a rant. The F game is not entertainment. The F game is not, oh, look at Brew being funny and dramatic with all the histrionics because the Cowboys lost.
Seems like that.
No,
exactly what it is.
The F game label is for real.
Okay.
The F game label is me and Dusty on Zoom late Sunday night, early Monday morning, looking at the film, and there is criteria for an F game.
Okay.
I'm dead serious.
What is it?
How many yards did you give up? How many yards did you gain? What was Dak's demeanor? How poised was he in the pocket? I mean, and these are just a few of the penalties. Turnovers. These are just a few of the criteria.
Quality of opponents.
All right, the F game is legit, and I will say this. No, I do not foresee an F game from the Cowboys, in large part, Nick, because they play the 49ers the next week, and they could lose 3 straight if they bring an F game. Now, here's the thing, though.
Okay.
Every loss is not an F game.
Yeah, we know.
So they could bring a C- game.
No.
And their C- game plus New England's A game could lead to a loss.
This is where
no F game, but a loss is possible.
Okay. All right. If the Cowboys lose to the Patriots after losing to the Cardinals, it is an F game, and I don't foresee that happening. Now, I will admit, and I know you guys aren't a huge fan of this type of analysis, but I just have to be honest with the audience.
Don't say sports guys.
I did have a dream last night that Dak threw a pick on each of his first 3 throws. It was very disconcerting.
3 straight?
It was 3 straight. It was
interceptions?
over 3 with 3 picks, and I woke up and I was like, oh boy. But that was just a dream, and you guys have told me not to worry about
that one
those.
actually sounds
Here's the thing. The Dallas Cowboys don't really have a history since they've had McCarthy and Dak's been healthy of losing back-to-back games. It's happened once in the last 3 years. Once.
Right.
And that was losing to the Chiefs and then losing in overtime. So even those were back-to-back losses. They weren't necessarily terrible performances. You lose to Kansas City, lose in overtime the following week, which is actually on a short week. And this, to me, people freaking out about the Cowboys this week before the Patriots game is another example to me of how we never accurately discuss or rank the Cowboys. By any fair metric, they are at worst one of the 6 best teams in the league. At worst, one of the 6 best teams in the league.
I think they are, but
Yeah,
I wouldn't say absolutely.
Okay,
like if you don't have them in the top 6, you're crazy. They just lost to Arizona.
Yeah, I understand. And as you have talked about for the better part of our entire television relationship, even great teams have terrible games. And this was maybe the Cowboys were being overrated slightly before the Cardinals game, but now people acting like, oh, can't trust them. There's no reason. This team won back-to-back 12-win seasons. Last year won a playoff game, and even in the Cardinals game, moved the football. When you were talking about you and Dusty's metrics for F games, one of them they didn't check off, which was inability to move the football. It was very simple.
You moved the football against the Cardinals.
They couldn't.
Sure. I should hope so.
Yeah. But they did. You're saying you should hope so. My point is they couldn't punch it in the red zone. They were down 3 offensive linemen. Dak made a bad mistake at the end. But honestly, even if he doesn't make that mistake, they probably lose. I don't foresee a scenario where the Patriots beat them, if for no other reason than the Patriots don't beat good teams. Like, Wildes is a diehard Patriot fan. Since Mac Jones took over, since the Wind game, do you have a favorite Patriots win? You probably don't. Because they're all blah or against bad teams.
We'll take what we can get.
And so
the Lions win. We had a big win against the Lions.
With Zappy. I said with Mac.
It was a defensive.
Yeah, it was 29-0. And so I don't foresee this team getting wrecked or losing to the Patriots. And even if they really miss Trayvon Diggs, that won't matter this week Because the Patriots can't throw the football.
Well, that's an issue. We'll get to that in a second. Here's the thing. If it's going to be an F game, it's going to be because of Christian Gonzalez. It's like I don't like to give too much credence to your dreams, but Christian Gonzalez, Defensive Rookie of the Month. Right. Here's his statistics against Tyreek. Tyreek didn't go crazy on us. He had a little goal line touchdown, but what are you going to do? And shut down Garrett Wilson, too. You might say that's because Zach Wilson was throwing the ball. But Christian Gonzalez is going to be great. And if he's draped all over CeeDee Lamb and Dak tries to force him the ball, that's a good sign. And if we get out to an early lead, we have never lost a lead all year. Now, granted, we only had the lead against the Jets.
Okay, that's a ridiculous stat.
If we got out to an early lead,
ridiculous stat.
If we get out to an early lead, the Cowboys are going to start to freak out.
Why?
Because I just watched it happen in Arizona. That they got down a little bit and they're like, getting nervous.
I don't think they got nervous. I think they got outplayed by the Cardinals.
How?
You think they got nervous?
Yeah.
I think they overlooked the Cardinals.
Yes, I agree with you.
They will not. I'm leaning on. I'm not leaning. I'm picking Dallas.
Yeah,
to win. They're not going to overlook the Patriots.
Drew, do you agree with me that the Patriots would have a better chance if the Cowboys had won last week?
Absolutely.
That's like there are these moments where you do get full of yourself. You beat a team 40-0. You beat
Especially
a team 30-10. You're playing a team that everyone says is tanking that you just saw blow a 20-point halftime lead to the Giants. You're like, okay, we don't have to be locked in because they lost. They're going to be focused, and the Patriots can't move the ball.
We can move the ball. We can't punch it in.
Okay.
Nick, you were very adamant if the Patriots win and Dallas falls to 2-2.
Yeah.
You
can't win the Super Bowl.
So are you going to get a new pick? What are you going to do on Monday?
Yeah.
We'll start to produce
What do you
Monday
mean? What are you talking about?
If the Patriots win, you get a new team? What are you going to do?
Well, listen, when we do our picks, if your team is eliminated, you obviously, if you want to have another pick, you pick one. Now you don't get any bragging rights about it, like when in 2022, when Brew was adamant the Suns were going to win the title and then they got eliminated, and he picked the Warriors. Like, you get no bragging rights about it.
Is that the finals where you actually?
You get no bragging rights about it, but you'll have. Listen, the Cowboys.
Is that finals? You're talking about Boston and Golden State.
I don't know. We were in Zoom.
Yeah, I know.
Pandemic. It's hard to remember. The Cowboys will be dead. It's one of the reasons I'm so confident this week. So if you're asking me, will I still come out here Monday and be like, you know what? Cowboys can still make the Super Bowl. No. Because if you lose in consecutive weeks to Josh Dobbs and Mac Jones, you're not a Super Bowl team. If you lose in consecutive weeks as touchdown plus favorites, unless your quarterback got hurt or something aberrant happened, you're not a Super Bowl team. Last week, we can chalk up to overlooking the opponent, the emotional kind of fatigue of having Diggs go down in practice days before the game, which Wildes can but I think is a real thing. You can chalk that up to, hey, week 3, we saw the Chiefs lose to the Colts last year. Weird things happen. But you cannot lose back-to-back games as a huge favorite and still consider yourself Super Bowl team. Just like I said, Brew, if the Bills lose in week 4 and 5 to the Giants, if they lose to the Giants, and then the next week lose to Mac Jones and the Patriots, we're going to say, Bills, not as good as we thought they were. The same applies to the Cowboys.
Look, Nick's been singing this song all week.
Because it's correct.
And I've been trying to figure out what in the world is Nick doing.
See?
Okay, since the loss to Arizona on Sunday, he's been talking about this in definitive terms.
Yes.
If they lose, can't win the Super Bowl. If they lose, not a Super Bowl team, even when I give him evidence. In 2018, New England lost to 2 bad teams. The Lions, I can't remember who the other one was. They both Jacksonville. They both won 6 or fewer games.
It was a 2-point spread against the Jags, who were coming off an AFC championship.
Those specifics. But I'm trying to figure out what he's doing. I think I figured it out. Because it led me to go into the bylaws last night. Nick is watching the Cowboys like the rest of us. And he's watching the 49ers, too. And
I am not worried about the 49ers.
I think inside he thinks the Niners are the best team.
I do not think
Not going to pick Philly because I did. He thinks the Niners are the team in the NFC.
I do not.
And so I got into the bylaws Wildes last night after the game, and I was stunned at what I found. And you know I'm an expert on the bylaws.
You are not.
And I still found an article that I had no idea was there, and this is what Nick is doing. Here it is. Though frown, this is section R18.
Bro, I thought you were the
Article
analysis guy.
417X.
Okay. Yeah.
Can I read that? Put it up bigger. Dusty,
Put it
so I
up
can
bigger.
read it.
He's an old
Though
man.
frowned upon and generally regarded as skullduggery.
Okay.
A panelist is allowed a single mulligan on one of their preseason Super Bowl predictions in the event
Yep.
that the potentially jettisoned team, in this case, the Cowboys,
True.
loses consecutive contests to wretched, forlorn opponents who are better than one-score underdogs. Remember, that's his key, prior to week 5.
Got it.
Nick knew. That's why he keeps focusing on big underdogs. They got to be one more than a touchdown underdog.
They're not as good as we
He's
thought
setting
they
it
were.
up so come Monday, he can say,
All right, let me tell you something.
I'm calling
very
on this
clearly.
bylaw and I'm
let
going
me,
with
Let
the
me
nine.
tell you something very, very clearly. I will no
Rick.
longer believe the Cowboys can make the Super Bowl
So
if they
you'll
lose
make
to
a
the
new
Patriots.
pick.
I will not on Monday be picking the San Francisco 49ers. I also, by the way, will not be abandoning my Super Bowl pick for 2 reasons. One is, Wildes, what do they call me as you take a drink of your mocha latte?
Mr. Consistency.
Thank you, sir. And the other reason is they're not going to lose.
But how
The Patriots don't beat good teams. Brew, do you agree? Even if because you said at the beginning of the year there were 3 NFC teams, and then you
Yes.
elevated the Lions as one of them, and they looked good
On the
yesterday.
periphery,
That were legitimate contenders.
Yes.
Do you agree? Even after last week, the Cowboys are a good team.
Yes.
Patriots don't beat good teams. We know that.
We'll see. We'll see.
I hope
It's been 3 years. They don't beat good teams.
I think
Meanwhile,
he's
let's
setting
check in
it up.
on Mac Jones, who has the 10th most yards in the league and the same amount of touchdowns as Josh Allen. Well, the mainstream media won't tell you that. Okay. Problem is, Mayor Fair here, only 1 win, and it was a close one against the Jets. It's more likely Mac is the reason the Pats win or lose. Brew, you want to go here? Help me out?
I hate to say it, Wiles, lose. He's not going to be the reason they win. If they win, it'll be great defense, a solid, strong running game.
Cowboys
and
F
Mac
game.
maybe making a play. Yeah, I mean, it'll be a Cowboys F game. They lose this. It'll be Mac, maybe making a play here or there. That's it. He might throw a touchdown, but him leading them to victory, the reason they won, no. He could very well be the reason they lose because the defense could play tough. The run game could still be strong, and they could lose because Mac couldn't force the ball downfield, make any big plays with his arm.
Okay.
Go ahead, Wildes.
Sorry.
You know what they call me? The Mayor Fair. Not 100% wrong there. Not 100% wrong. Here's Mac Jones by passing depth. Short passes, hey, little gimmies, sure,
That's
pretty good. Middle,
Who's been telling you
not
this?
bad. Deep, really bad.
Who's been telling you this for 3 years?
Well, you know what? You got to pass, so we have to catch the ball too. Some of these are catchable balls
You
that are
have
being
those
dropped.
receivers, I
But
get that.
Bill O'Brien's taking shots. They're just not being caught or not being thrown well. So
Yeah.
I'm losing my patience with this a little bit. I'm like a tough father. I'm not going to be like, hey, great job, 2 for 16.
All right,
Yeah.
No, man. Throw the ball to
Can
the
I just be,
receivers and let them
listen,
catch it.
I believe it or not, even though Wildes ridicules me, has signed up for countless YouTube burner accounts to, mock
Countless,
me.
like 7.
No, I want Wildes to be happy. I want Wildes to be able to enjoy his Sundays. And that is why I want him to, at some point,
Oh, he tried to sell me this.
abandon.
Bill of goods.
Not abandon. He's going to. He's leaning towards abandoning the Patriots and Bill Belichick before abandoning Mac Jones. It makes no sense. And even if
That's true.
you think I have him underrated when I said yesterday he's not one of the 25 best quarterbacks in the league, even if you think that's unfair, we all know that at no point in his career will he be better than Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Herbert, Lamar, Tua, Trevor. That's 7.
What?
In his
Run the
comp-
numbers on Trevor.
Okay,
Stop
you know
it,
what?
Trevor.
Fine. You know what? Okay, that's
Run the numbers on Trevor.
Okay, that's fine. You
Stay at
think-
home, run the
that's
numbers.
fine. Okay, take Trevor out of it. That's 6. That's 6. I think C.J. Stroud and Anthony Richardson are at least unknowns. At least unknowns. But let's give Mac the benefit of the doubt.
Lots of people
on that.
are unknowns.
Hold on.
Trey Lance unknown.
Wait. Let's give Mac the benefit of the doubt on that. If your quarterback's absolute best case scenario ceiling, which involves being better than actual royalty, is 7th best in the conference, it is better to turn the page. It is who's mentoring Shedeur Sanders? Tom Brady. Where is he projected to go? Middle of the first round of the draft. That's what Wild should be focused on this. The quarterback Wild should be focused on this weekend is Shedeur Sanders, not Mac Jones.
No.
Okay. All right. That's fine.
Coming up next.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.